Welcome back, my friends, to the motorbike show that never ends. It's hello from him. It's hello from Sasha, the Himalayan dog. What are we going to talk about today, Sasha? You're going to talk about tires. We are going to talk about tires. I was going to have a unboxing, but the tires didn't come in a box. They came in a bag, so I thought I'll have an unbagging. And then I thought that sounds like something that they would do at Eton or Harrow Boys School in England, so we won't have any of that. So, the tyres have been taken out of their package. They've been unbagged. Right. Let's talk about Himalayan tyres. The rear tyre of a Himi is a 140/80/17. Now then. What's wrong with these Seat tyres that come on the Himi? Absolutely nothing. They're a good tyre. They hold the road very well. The bike handles very sure-footedly. There's nothing wrong with them whatsoever, except they are a road-biased tyre. They don't have the grooves between the lugs that will allow them to get a grip on muddy, loose surfaces. So for most purposes they're fine, but I am anticipating ending up on some pretty nasty gravel and muddy roads, so I thought I'd look for something else. But the main proviso is that it's got to be a hard-wearing tyre. It has got to get me 3,000 kilometres to that mucky road. There's no point in putting something on like a TKC 80 and it being wore out by the time I get there. TKT8 is fantastic tyres, but they do wear fast on tarmac. So I was looking at the new generation of tyres, like the Dunlop Trailmasters. The Trailmaster Raid has got an open tread design, that might have done the job okay. You've got your Heidenauers, you've got your Mituses. They do last a long time, but the handling is not exactly spectacular. It might be alright on a 40 horsepower bike like the Himi. But we do have a supply problem at the moment in Canada. The post office is taking industrial action, and the big retailers, the big online retailers, they're not using Canada Post. They're using other carriers like Purelator, etc., which don't deliver to this area. So my choice is rather limited. A, that the stockists don't have them because of worldwide supply problems, and B, is getting them to me. Now these tyres are Avon Trek Riders. I haven't used them before, but I have used Avon Tyres before. I've used their their Road Riders on a couple of bikes, and I like them very much. Very good tyre, handle very, very well at speed and at slower speeds too. No problem at all. But I've never used these Trek Riders, and I think, you know, gone are the days of the old-fashioned Avon Skidmasters that were virtually square and would have you off in the corners. Although I think they're better now. They've put better, they make them with better rubber, but I don't have experience. But the Avon Road Rider tyres I've used have been excellent. So I took a risk on these Trek Riders. The stockist happened to have them in stock and was able to deliver by a carrier to a town. Quite a ways from here, actually. They don't deliver to my town, or my nearest town. So it involved a 85-mile round trip to go and get these tyres, take up an afternoon. Yeah. Whereas they could have been delivered to the post office, which is about a mile and a half away. But there we go. You do what you can in these times of uncertainty. Right, what else was I going to say? Yes, okay, Avon tyres. Now, you will notice that this is a V speed rated tyre. Now this isn't what I wanted, because on the stockist's website they had a 54T rated tyre, which would have been perfectly adequate for this bike, except they were out of stock, and everybody else is out of stock as well. Now then, the T, the speed rating of the T, is a sustained. It will go up to a sustained speed of 118 mile an hour, which is more than adequate for a Himalayan. But I couldn't get one; I had to get the V. So now we're looking at 149 miles an hour, which is all right for your Tiger 1200s, your GS 1300s. Well, no, that doesn't have a 21-inch front wheel. The off-road adventure, well, the adventure bikes with a 21-inch front wheel that are, 150 horsepower, then you do need the V to cope with the speed. Not necessarily on the Hemi, but the T's aren't available. Now, Avon used to be made in England, but in the last 12 months they've shut down their factory, and I understand the production has moved to France, of all places. Now, maybe that's why the T's have disappeared, because when the machines went over to France they decided they weren't going to make the T's anymore. I don't know. But anyway, can't get them. Would have liked them. The rear tyre is a T, so that one's perfectly fine. When I got this tyre, I looked at this front tyre and I thought, there ain't much tread there, compared to the back. A lot more tread there. And I thought, wow, boy. It's the old trick, the V-rated tyres, they put less tread on them to make them safer at speed. I think Michelin used to do that with Anarchies and one or two others, maybe Metzler. Clearances, I don't know, can't remember. So I checked the tread depth. Now, Avon on their website only lists 3 front tyres. These are they. A 21-inch and 2 19s. They're all V-rated, and their tread depth is all 6 millimeters. Whereas there are several rears. I haven't listed them all. I've just listed the one I've got. A T-rated speed, and the tread depth is 10. Now, if you're feeling generous and you measure it with a jolly old vernier, you will find 10, but only in one spot right there. The rest is less. And if you measure this with a vernier, you'll be very lucky indeed if you can find 6 millimeters. It might be different when the tyre's on the wheel and inflated, but we'll check that, don't you worry. So, it is intentional that this has less tread. Now, how that is going to perform in gravel and mud, I don't know. I don't think it'll perform all that good in mud. But we'll see. I'm more worried about gravel. I think that'll be alright. It's very much like a tractor tyre. The chevron faces forward on this, so that the sharp point of the chevron hits the ground first, just like a tractor. And this one fits the other way. So the open end of the chevron hits the ground first, which creates more grip, more drag, and more grip and better braking. More, when I say grip, I mean more resistance. Whereas this one digs in to get more grip. Right, so these tyres with Avon changing, are they made in England? Where is it? It is here somewhere. Yes, well they are. We'll see, but he can't quite find it at the moment. Let's have a look on this one. There we are, look, made in England, by Jove. Jolly, jolly good. And when was it made? Here we are, it was made in the 49th week of 2021. So it's 3.5 years old already. Well, that's alright, it's less than 5. If it was 5 years old and it arrived, I would have sent it back. Yeah, Avon. No longer British. That's Hell of a tradition that's been lost in Wiltshire. That's where the name Avon comes from the River Avon. Also the Union Jack. Now they've moved to France, so they're still going to have the Union Jack on them. I sincerely hope not. That would be a bit of an insult, wouldn't it? Maybe they'll have tricolor. Anyways, not to say the French can't make good ties, they do. They make very good ties. Michelins are fine. Although Michelins could be made anywhere. All over the world. So there we go, these are the new boots. I will put them on in the course of the next day or so and take them up a gravel road to a friend's house and see how they perform, and I will let you know. By Jove, I will let you know, you can rest assured. So until next time, it's goodbye from the Himmy, goodbye from him, goodbye from Sasha, the Himalayan dog. Say goodbye, Sasha. Bye-bye, Sasha. So until next time, keep the rubber on the road, the shiny bits up. Take care of yourselves, look after one another, for goodness sake. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. Don't get found out. Bye-bye.